What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Flashing Everybody deck. That's right, you better cover your eyes, because some unknown secrets are coming out today. Anyways, looking at the deck, we got some mysterious madness going on, and it would probably help if I select the deck. I did just actually take out a copy of a creature there. That's a little unfortunate, but we're playing a lot of really cool, really fun flash spells today. We're continuing on our only train, and this is going to be only flash. Who would have thunk that was an only deck? But yeah, you can make an only flash deck. It's fairly easily, actually, mostly because you got this cool little card right here, Slitherwisp. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 mana, 3/2 flash. Whenever you cast another spell that has flash, you may draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. It's literally got its own card. And since this sorcery is not so much, but Slitherwisp, boy howdy, I'm ever so happy that we get to play this. And people, people like to complain whenever I play these controlling decks, but I know that there's a whole slew of you, handful, slew, whatever, of you out there that loves to play control as well. And I know that even the people that complain about me, playing control, you like control on the side, you just don't know it yet. Anyways, diving into our deck, we have 4 copies of Mutual Destruction. This spell has flash as long as you control a permanent with flash. So, we're only going to be using it at flash speed, essentially, right? It can be used at sorcery speed, but we're not going to, and we only have flash creatures, so it's always going to have flash, essentially, right? 3 copies of Thieves Guild Enforcer. I know she's everybody's favorite card, but you have to remember this isn't a rogues deck, okay? This is not focused on rogues. I don't care how much we milled the opponent. It's just coincidental that these cards have flash. So next up, we also have Cunning Nightbonder, 2 copies. This makes all of our other flash spells cost 1 less, and this is the biggest part, makes it where they can't be countered. Hello, so mirror matches up against other control decks, you should immediately have a benefit if you have this card, right? Because your creatures can't be countered. Your Ashiok's Erasure can't be countered because it has flash. So what they'd have to do is remove your creature and then counter your counter spell. So Omen of the Sea, flash, scry 2, draw a card, enchantment. Allows you to scry 2 later on as well, and of course it procs the Slitherwisp, so it's a really good card. And if you have Cunning Nightbonder down, it only costs 1 mana. 1 mana, instant speed, scry 2, draw a card. That's like an upgraded Opt, okay? And I'm not a fan of Opt, but if you were to get to scry 2 and you could sacrifice it later to scry 2 more, yeah, it'd be hard to see the value, or hard not to see the value there, rather. So Soaring, we've all seen that song and dance. Brazen, we've all seen this song and dance, but the nice thing about Brazen in this deck is it actually allows you to play down your mutate creatures, your Sea-Dashers, your Batra, not your Voracious, sorry, your Pouncing Shoreshark. Because one problem this deck does have is a lot of these early flashers, your rogues, those cards people hate, they're all humans, so it's hard to mutate onto them. But, you can get your Sea-Dasher down for 2 onto the Brazen, you can get your Batra down for 6 onto the Brazen, and your Pouncing down for 4 onto the Brazen. What I actually like to do with the Batra is, because of Cunning Nightbonder, Batra only costs 3 mana to get down. 3 mana, 3/3 flash flying. Really good stat line already. And then you also don't have to pay the 6 mana to mutate it. Rather, you just mutate another creature onto it, and you still get the benefits of the mutate, but you didn't have to pay 6 mana. Instead, you paid 3 mana 1 turn, right, and got down Dirge Bat, and then 2 mana on the next turn to get down the Sea-Dasher. So there is a way to work around the mutate cost of things. As I know with Batra, it can be a little difficult to get that effect to proc. Sea-Dasher is going to allow us to draw cards every time our mutated creature deals combat damage to a player, which again, we have this at flash speed, so you just swing in, make sure you're putting this on a creature that is going to be dealing damage, and then for the most part, Sea-Dasher is going to go on the bottom as it's pretty much your weakest creature here. So Slitherwisp, again, draws your card, makes the opponent lose 1 life. It's at flash, it has a 3/2 stat line, not the most defensive, but whenever it does swing in, it's dealing 3 damage, so that's always nice. Ashiok's Erasure, this is like a instant speed Ixalan's Bindings, for those of you that remember that card. It was essentially come down, you take a card from the opponent, and they can't play any other cards with that same name. Same thing here, except you actually have to flash it in and you have to counter that spell, so it's a little bit harder to actually land as you need the available mana. But I'm telling you now, it's pretty good. If you can hit a Kroxa with this, right, you're shutting it down completely for the entire game. Same thing if you can hit your opponent's Annex with the Ashiok's Erasure, you probably just put a couple dead cards in their hand and or deck, right? Anyways, Dirge Bat, really good 3/3 flying, as we mentioned. The main thing here, though, is it allows you to destroy target creature or big word here, planeswalker an opponent controls. That's right, this bat can just take out a Yugen like it's nothing, like it's a fly, if you will. Yes, that was a little flying joke. Anyways, Pouncing Shoreshark, 4 mana, bounces a creature back to its hand. You can only select an opponent's creature, don't forget that. Same thing with Brazen here. You can't do any cool like I'm gonna bounce my own stuff. It has to be an opponent's stuff. So still really good card. Flash comes down as a 4/3. Bouncing your opponent's stuff alongside with destroying creatures is like absurdly good, right? If you have these two mutated onto the same creature, it's just like, well, the opponent's probably gonna concede, right? Voracious Greatshark, 5 mana, 5/4 flash. Whenever it enters the battlefield, counter target artifact or creature spell. A little more specific, but if you can counter a creature and then you can take out another creature with this creature, then you've essentially got a 2-for-1 deal there. Or my favorite thing is, you know that annoying spell Emperor Leap? You know that really big green card, the Great Hinge? Both of those spells are artifacts, so Voracious works pretty good up against those. Also, Maul of the Skyclave is a very much more popular card as of here recently, right? Artifact. So you have a few selections in the meta right now for Voracious Greatshark to counter, but the nice thing is it's 5 mana, 5/4, so it's decent stat line. It has flash, which means you can really surprise your foe. Zareth San, the Trickster. We all know this card. We all love to play it. We all hate to see it. 4 mana if you can get a rogue unblocked, and then of course you put Zareth San in its place. You bounce that rogue back to your hand, which is really good with Brazen, right? If you're swinging it with Brazen, you can get a Zareth San on top of it. Not only are you activating Zareth San, you're re-getting the Brazen procs, right? And then of course if you have Slitherwisp, you can re-proc Slitherwisp with the Brazen. Anyways, deals combat, you can put, or whenever it deals combat damage, you can put a permanent from your opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's a really broken effect, and we should all know it. If not, you might want to go try out Zareth San before it gets, you know, overshadowed by Kaldheim. Anyways, Lochmere Serpent, 6 mana for the 7/7 with flash. Honestly, I'm very curious as to why this card is not played more in the meta. Yes, it's 6 mana, but look at all of the abilities that it has, and if you look at any other card with this many abilities, typically they're played. Questing Beast, Zareth San, right? Even any of these that have like a lot of text on there where it's like, well, you do a lot of stuff. So Lochmere Serpent, 6 mana for the 7/7 flash speed, really good card. You can sacrifice an island, and then this card can't be blocked. Lochmere Serpent can just swing in for a free 7 damage. Doesn't matter how many chum blockers your opponent has, so that's fantastic. You can pay 1 black mana and sacrifice a swamp, gain a life, and draw a card, which is really good if you're in a tight little bind. 1 doesn't cost a whole lot, and a lot of the times you'll tap a swamp and then sacrifice that very swamp that you just tapped. So you're not, you know, losing 2 lands, you're just still only losing that 1. Drawing some extra cards, gaining some extra life, which could really, really make the difference in a pinch. And then one of the biggest things of dealing with the meta right now, 2 mana, exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard, return Lochmere Serpent from your graveyard to your hand. That's insane. Now, you can only do this on your turn when you can activate a sorcery, so there's no instant speed doing this, but this allows you to exile the Crocuses, exile all the escape cards, right? For 2 mana, and you're getting a 7 mana, or 7 mana, and you're getting a 7/7, 6 mana flash creature back into your hand. It's so valuable. It's just insane that I don't see that card more often. Anyways, and then of course the lands are as they are. We have a whole lot of tapped lands actually, which does come back to bite us a little bit here in this deck, but I also think it really helps us with all the double cost. You know, we have double black, double blue, double blue, double black, double blue, you know, so there is a ton of doubles. Double, tool and trouble, or whatever it's called. A lot of doubles in the deck. It's a very fun one. Thank you all so much for watching all the way through. I know I sort of rambled in this one a little bit. Please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section, subscribe if you're new here, and be sure to hit that bell icon as it, well, it helps support the channel, and it gives you all the information you need to come back and watch these spicy daily decks, you know, consistently, which is always fantastic, because then you're just getting the most information possible. I'll stop rambling. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Let's go have some fun. And Yuki, or what I used to call girls in 1st grade, Yucky. It's weird because their name is now right beside the camera, so anytime I'm like reading their name, I'm also dead staring y'all in the face. I'm gonna keep this hand. mostly for one reason and one reason alone. Boom, bam, right? Like Cunning Nightbonder and Zareth San. I just feel like anytime I could potentially get down Zareth San, it's usually worth it. In my opinion. Alrighty, let's go, Yucky. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say there because it rhymed, and you know, some things you just don't say. All right, you just keep in your little brain locked up with the little key. Yucky, hello, Yuki. You wanna come play some Magic? I'm sitting here, I'm waiting on you. There we go. It's Rakdos. Rakdos in regular play. See, trying to be a wise guy. I can't say too much. We're playing Flash Rogues in regular play. Now, granted, I think this deck is far worse. I won't say far worse, but it is worse than standard regular degular rogues. Because, well, we're playing things like Ashiok's Erasure instead of Lofty Denial or Negate or any of that kind of early counter magic stuff. Drown in the Lock. That's the one I was really looking for. Kroxa. Oh, Noxa. You know what would be really beneficial for us? If we can get one of these Ashiok's Erasures to counter their Kroxa, right? Because that would be bye-bye Kroxa forever. Which is kind of like bye-bye Birdie, and I'm sure I've made this reference before. Son of a bitch, Chance, you did it to yourself. I forgot that we reduced the cost of flash speed spells, so I could actually use an Ashiok's Erasure had I put down the blue mana. One benefit here, they can't really bring... Haha, 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 haha. I was gonna say they can't really bring Kroxa back on 3 mana, but they can always play another one. I'm discarding the land, I don't give a fuck. Deal of the 3. You're not getting rid of my spicy cards. I'll end turn. They are already down to 10, so that's nice. But man, you just don't expect it, right? You just don't expect back-to-back Kroxas. It's like a punch in the face. Whoa, Strider. Whoa there, Strider. I love making that joke. I'll make it every time as well. So, scry 2, draw 1. We'll be up to 4 mana with that castle on the next turn, which means we could have Pouncing Shoreshark come down, bounce Whoa, Strider. I actually don't like pouncing in this deck, do I? No. I don't think I want pouncing. Not like that. So what are you gonna do? Bounce or Woe Strider, which gives them another go? Sure, it makes them play it another turn. You could alternatively bounce their Kroxa, but again, they get to replay it, so you're kind of giving them what you don't want to give them right back, right? I think this is fine. And I want some more blue mana. Like, I want to get to that Ashiok's Erasure, so we too can have a 3 mana counter spell, right? That is kind of the nice thing about Nightbonder. She pushes you almost into the normal range with some of these spells, right? Because one bad thing about Flash is, well, generally the spells cost a lot, minus, of course, the low-costing rogues, but... They're going to claim my Slitherwisp just to throw it back at my face. That's so rude. That's so rude. Woe Strider's going to make it sacrifice itself as well. I mean, geez, you think you know a guy, and they just go sacrificing your stuff. So I think we just got to pass it back to him. No attacks in turn. I really want some blue mana, but you know what's a fella to do? Okay. A little difficult. We flash you down. Now we both got the Batcher down for 3 mana, and we got to negate their Claimeth on our Creatureth. That's not how that's said, is it? Alright, but we dealt with it, okay? Long story short, it's dealt with for the time being. And hey, we got a Batcher down, so that's certainly... Ah, you had to come down tapped, didn't you? Temple. That is your real name. Brazen. Hey, I won't say no to Brazen. I will not say no to Brazen. So let's deal in the 3 damage if we can. We can and we shall. Opponent's down to 6 life. You getting nervous, punk? Well, are ya? Village rights. Okay. Sure. Sure. We can't let them know that we actually don't have any flash speed spells. The Omen is doing wonders. It's a little bad for us, but they won't actually be able to attack. I don't think we need to sacrifice the Omen yet. Like, I think it'd almost be better to just Castle Locthwain draw, right? Deal the 3. Opponent's not dealing too much damage right now, as is any Hoosers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do have enough to Lochmere Serpent. I'm going to keep it because I love it. That's pretty much it. Now, we are going to sorcery speed bounce this Batra. That way they can't sacrifice it come their turn if they draw into a village rights or whatever, right? So, dealt with that fairly easily, I'd say. Opponent's down to 6, which means if we can get the Lochmere to land and not die, then, well, that is lethal. They're bringing down ye olden Croxa, which is horrible for us because we are, unfortunately, 1 mana shy on doing what we want to do. It's that tap land, not to throw words where they shouldn't go, but I'm telling you, it's the tap land. We're gonna get rid of Zareth San because it's fun, but it's not necessarily what we need right now. Likewise, that Lochmere Serpent may not be what we need right now. Thieves Guild. Thieves Guild is a human though. That's double blue. That's 3. Kind of want to find some mana so we could play Brazen, mutate onto Brazen. Of course, Lochmere can block Croxa, like just straight up block it. So, yeah, you know what? Give me that Lochmere. I changed my mind. In turn. Now, they will get to swing in with the Croxa, of course. We'll have to discard. What do we discard? Do we discard the Batra? Like, that seems bad, but... Let's see. So they swing in. We plop you down. We could also sacrifice... Oh, no, we don't have any mana available. Oh, okay. Let's just get rid of the Erasure. I've been trying to play it all game, and it's just not happening. You know what I mean? Block the Croxa. Boop. Now, they may bring the Croxa right back. No, a Crow in War. They're taking out Lochmere Serpent once again. Ugh, so annoying. And we still haven't found that other land, so now we're just actually going to bite it with this Lochmere. Alright, so we can get down Slitherwisp and Brazen. Pretty sure that's what we're going to do. Now we'll just have to chum block, right? They're going to sacrifice the swamp, you bastard. What an absolute bastard. So let's see if they just go for the attack. They don't have the islands to sacrifice to make it non-blockable, so that's kind of nice. They are. They're just going to go for the attack arena here. Get down Slitherwisp. Get down Brazen. Hope they don't have any removal. Obviously they do. Because that just makes good sense. You taking my stuff, you got the removal. Taking 7 here, going down to 4, but they can't play Croxa down there after, so that's alright. Yo! What's your problem, man? Alright, come back to their turn. Lochmere will come back to us, so all we really need to do is still no land. Keep ourselves alive, essentially, right? So counter the Croxa if we can. You know, that kind of stuff. So, thanks for my Lochmere back. Now they are back staring at death. This, you need to exile 5 other cards, and you actually don't have that, because you only have 5 cards total, so they can't bring the Croxus back even. Mwahaha. If they go to play Bone Crusher, I think we do just Voracious Greatshark and counter it. Hagra Mauling. I think that's okay. 3 and 3. But they cost 1 mana too much. We're going to be off by 1, aren't we? 3. Alright, well, let's put down the Greatshark. Sacrifice a swamp. I know I'm complaining about mana, but oh, god damn it. Hey, there's that land I needed. And what a coincidence that Lochmere Serpent allows us to exile all your cards, bruh. What a coincidence. 2 mana. So obviously I want to play this down, but I think I want to go ahead and activate this, right? I don't know why Lochmere isn't played more. You had stuff, now you don't. Oh, Yuki, down to 1 life. Gave us a hard time, but in the end, we're picking up the victory. Cow? Okay. I'm not gonna call you a cow. That's just wrong. We'll keep. We got the Brazen and the Octopus. We can, you know, maybe do some interesting stuff here. We'll probably go for the Castle Locthwain off the bat as it enters tapped, and we don't have a swamp right now, at least to guarantee that it will come down, you know, untapped and whatnot. So try to get those tap lands out the way. You could go ahead and play the Temple. Argument could be made for that, given it's going to enter tapped as well. You know, yeah, let's throw down the Temple and look for, well, not that, but I will keep it. Additional lands won't make me upset, not this early in the game. Now, come mid-game, if I've drawn 20, of course I'm going to be a little salty, but opponent's playing, what, Selesnya counters? Fair enough. Fair enough. They didn't attack there. That's really surprising, actually. So we can kick it back to him. The nice thing with our deck here is we are, wow, my screen just got brighter. I don't know if y'all noticed over there, but because I have the daytime, nighttime setting, so I can't tell if it looks different on the OBS or not. It certainly looks different for me. Alright. So I could just bounce their 2/2 here. And I think I shall. Negates the damage, pretty much kills their turn there. Y'all have to apologize as well, or I'll have to apologize as well. Got a little bit of a frog in my throat, as it were. It's early in the morning, so y'all know how that goes. It's just par for course. Swarm Shambler, let that hit. Mostly because we don't have a choice. And then we'll activate this thing. I think we need double blue. Get down Soaring. We can block and kill their 1/1, or we can block and disable the 2 damage. I'm going to block and kill the 1/1. Less units, better for me. Alright, wow, that castle's still coming down tap. That's unfortunate, for sure. Alright, so we are going to swing in with the Soaring. Get them milling a little bit. We have another Soaring we could play, or a Sea-Dasher. We also have a Mutual Destruction, which cannot play alongside anything else, so. Cabra. Now, if I get down the Sea-Dasher this turn, I can have Pouncing mutate onto the Sea-Dasher, which is kind of nice. We're just going to go for another Soaring. Protect thy face. A Batra. Well, that one can flash down, and then we can mutate these 2 onto it. So that's pretty good. Alright. Swingaroo. Swingara. What are they? They're at 7 now. Alright, we'll end on that turn. Makes good sense. I think we got enough done. Alright, Kyle. Landfall. Selesnya counters landfall. If I go ahead and Ashiok's Erasure this does shut down their turn and their ability to gain a whole lot of counters. So I feel like it's a must. Not that I want to spend my mana doing this, but, you know, hey, if they have another Felidar in hand, we just gave them a dead card, essentially. That Chain Web can't take out our Soaring, so that's fantastic. It can block it, can't take it out. We're going to take 6 damage here. That's alright. Alright, so 5... I'm thinking we're gonna throw down Brazen, maybe use Mutual, or maybe just flash down Batra and defend, right? So if I swing in, these two will deal 4. If I swing in with just 1 though, actually, that'll give me the Defender. It'll also proc both of them. There we go. Oh, 3, sorry. I forget because I have 2 of them, so they buff each other. And themselves, of course. But of course. Okay. In turn. Now, if they go to use that Chain Web to select our Soarings, we can use Mutual Destruction to sacrifice that Soaring and take out one of their creatures. So that could be good for us. I think that's what they're going to go for as well. I mean, it makes good sense, so why not? The unfortunate thing is they're going to take out the one that's able to defend, obviously. That way they can deal more damage, so... Here's a battlefield. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature with flying an opponent controls. Okay, I don't think pouncing would negate that effect, so we're just going to use Mutual Destruction. Let's get rid of their Conclave. Oh, whoa. Actually, well, if I destroy that Spider again, they're just going to bring it right back, right? Alright. Let's just do this. They get to gain that 2 life. We'll resolve. When they go to swing in, then we'll play down the Batra and defend. Aha! We left the Cobra, but they have minimal cards left in hand, so they can't do too much. Now, Batra is really strong here. We can mutate a Pouncing Shoreshark, bounce 1, destroy 1, which is really good. They also have a 5/6 defender. So I could destroy Cobra, bounce Chain Web. I think that's what I should do, and I think I should do it at sorcery speed here. So we will go over because the shark has more attack. Destroy target creature, that's going to be the Cobra. Bounce target creature, that's going to be this guy. This little spider. That way they can't escape the spider, rather they have to play it and not deal hardly any damage. So we're getting in for 6 here. Also milling them a little bit. Bam! Hey, I like those apples. I gotta say, the deck feels pretty good for an onlys deck. You know, it's like the enchantments. I feel like I can win matches with this. If you were to hand me this deck and be like, oh, it's a normal deck, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Of course it is. What's not normal about it, right? But, yeah, a flash only. Really good. Who would have thunk it? So that Chain Web can block us now. I think we still swing all in, though, Johnny. I don't know who Johnny is. I don't think it's any of you, unless your name's Johnny, in which case, you know, hey, hi. Alright, so we took out that, and we'll end our turn. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Chance, why did you take out the spider given they're just going to replay it. Well, I'm going to use my Greatshark. So we're kind of in this deadlock where they keep trying to replay that spider to take out my creatures, and I'll just keep taking out the spider, right? But we are dealing damage to them quicker than they're dealing damage to us. So, Inscription of Abundance. That one I don't know if we can deal with. Oh. I lied. I lied. If they have a Ranger's Guile, though, that's pretty good. I think they just have the 1 mana from the ooze to activate something, so I think I got them here. Right? Because now we can destroy their ooze. And we'll decline the bounce, because bouncing ooze isn't a good thing, so. All right, resolve that. Under, most certainly under. So this is destroy, this is return. We don't want to return, so we'll decline that, and then destroy will go off. And yeah. We just fizzled their spell, ladies and gentlemen. That's how that works. We'll get down to Brazen and Swingaroo. This is what, 8-10 damage, so they're down to 3 life. We also still have a Greatshark to counter in case they try to play the spider. And there's a cheeky little Zareth San in case we weren't ahead enough. So, feeling really good about this this game, this hand, this deck, all in all. I'll say the most, or rather the least beneficial card I've found in the deck so far is Cunning Nightbonder. It's been so underwhelming. Also, if you've been enjoying the gameplay, these only decks, this is the, well, only place to get them. Be sure you hit that subscribe button down below, the bell icon that pops out afterwards. Alrighty, Luna, gonna be our first foe. Now, hopefully this mic situation is better. Hopefully y'all can still hear me fine and it doesn't get in the way of my face. Anyways, flash only deck, and seeing this is a little good, little bad. We have a whole lot of tap land here, but if we can get to these untapped creatures, boy oh boy, we'll be doing so good. I'm actually gonna bottom that as it doesn't benefit us here. Not in any usual manner, at least, alright? Alrighty. So we probably will just go straight into the Thieves Guild, but of course that'll wait for their turn. Flash only. I feel like this is going to be kind of like enchantments only, in that it's a little bit better than your average only deck, right? I feel like this is going to be one that we can really actually win with, and probably make people concede with. We'll see. Bonus off to a bone-crushing start there. I'm gonna go and grab another black mana, this way we can get both of our Thieves Guild down. Who knows, they could be playing Giants already. Could be getting it ready. Alright, so we'll skip to the foe. And oh, it's a Yorion deck. I'll need to keep note of that, as, well, milling it won't be so easy, right? Bone Crusher for the foe. Is that going to be it? It is indeed. So we'll get down Thieves Guild and a Soaring. Now, I know a lot of people would be mad at that. They're like, Chance, you should have got down the other Thieves Guild before that Soaring. You lost value. That's okay. It's okay to lose value every once in a while. Alright, so I think here we swing all in. Yep, that puts them to 8, which means Thieves Guild to take out Bone Crusher. That's fine. They still do 2 to the face. And then we'll end our turn. We still have the Ashiok's Erasure available and Thieves Guild Enforcer available, so. How about no? How about no to that spell for the rest of the game? Alright, so again, swinging with Soaring. I really wanted to see a land there, but that's alright. I keep waiting for some bit of removal for the Soaring. Description of Insight, scry 2, draw 2. If only I could interrupt in between there. Scry 2, I play Thieves Guild. Land. And coming back to my turn, Thieves Guild will come on down, mill them up a little bit more. They are down to 54 cards, which is a little bit more reasonable, I'd say. Alright. That does give us mana for Greatshark. We're also doing a great job of just beating them down, right? They're down to 10 life. Oh snap. So we actually can't counter that because we can only counter creature and artifact spells. See, we're going to be dealing 6 with this, so I don't think entering the Greatshark actually does anything for us here. Lochmere though, hey hey. So we'll get in for the 6. And then yeah, save mana for the Lochmere. The Greatshark would have put us oh no, the Greatshark would have been lethal, wouldn't it? Yeah. Alright, well, I missed my chance there. That's alright. So they do these 2 things, and then we'll have Serpent come down there after. Odd, and then they do even here. Yeah, so that's my bad. It's early in the morning. You'll have to excuse me. My math is not the best. Alright, there we go. Still picking up a game 1 up against Luna, and this is a flash only deck, so we're flashing everybody.